Hi guys! So welcome to your second practice already for connection. So this one is all about taking in less information, and this is actually a very important one because I'm especially also talking about screens. When you look at our lives, we look at screens a lot, right? When we have an office job or if we're freelancing as well, we have our laptops, we have our computers, we have our phones, we have our iPads or any other pad, it doesn't matter. And it just goes on all day. And then sometimes in the evening also, maybe we're tired and then we end up watching maybe Netflix or TV. It just adds on, right? It's just screen after screen after screen, and it can become a problem. It can become one of those things because it actually enhances the activities of the mind. So if you're already a tendency to having a full head, feeling frazzled, looking at screens a lot is not going to help you. In fact, it's actually going to make it worse. So one very powerful strategy to tackle this one is to start decreasing the amount of screen time in your day. So don't worry, don't get nervous already. I know we love our screens. For example, I love them too. I love my phone, it's awesome. But I also love, of course, my laptop. Yay for my laptop. And of course, one of my also favorite ones, iPad. Also love that one. So yeah, I know what it's like, you know. I know it's not an easy thing to do, but it makes a big difference. In fact, when I went to India a couple of months ago, I was sort of reminded of that because these things seem very like simple and clear, right? But sometimes we just don't do them. So just a little clip from my trip to India to remind us all why it really helps to take in less information, and also in this one to just be outside more. So I've basically been in India for about 4 days now, and I feel totally different. I feel so much more relaxed and grounded, and I think it's also to do with the fact that here you're in nature all the time. I'm outside, bathing in the river, I'm using my hands all the time. So I'm one of those people that can just, in Ayurvedic terms, they call me Vata Pitta, which means that I have a lot of air. I'm very high in my energy, so I can just go into this information overload and my thoughts are just bouncing around and my head is so full and I can't focus anymore, right? And you could also call it ADHD. I got diagnosed with ADHD several years ago because of the lack of focus and concentration, those problems I had. But now I see that it also has a lot to do with the information overload and the full mind, and I just couldn't ground myself, basically. I couldn't connect. So that's how I got reminded in India about what it's like to just live in a totally different state without all that information around us. And so let's start with number one, finding some time during this week, upcoming week, to be without a screen. So I would especially recommend to find this time also in the evening, 1 hour before you go to bed, and because it enhances the mind, just makes you a little bit stressed, right? And that time you just want to calm down, so you want to unwind a little bit. So read a book or maybe listen to some nice music or do that body scan or another meditation technique, something that really sort of starts to calm you down. So that's the first important thing to do, find some time. And do in addition to the evenings, find some time. Doesn't matter if you're a freelancer or have an office job, and please don't try to fall into that trap of thinking I don't have any time, my life is so full. Remember, making connection priority is very important, especially for a sensitive creative. If you're already feeling like, oh, I'm so full, find some time, whether you have 15 minutes or an hour, doesn't matter, any time is great. And then start filling in that time with something with your hands, right? There they are. So like if I want to make it very graphic, you want to start throwing this one out and you want to start adding more of this. So in my case it would be this, because I love like drawing, sketching, painting. You can see this painting behind me. I just love all that stuff. So using your hands. So for you, could also be painting, could be drawing, but could be writing, but not on your computer, but using your hand actually, like we used to do in the olden days, right? Maybe you like baking cookies, taking a nice walk, and maybe you like gardening. It doesn't really matter as long as you use your hands, you know, your senses, and you're like, especially if it's something that you really love to do, it sort of aligns you to this moment, and it sort of feels like it's flowing through you, right? If it really is a feeling like that, the mind doesn't even interpret anymore. It's just you, your hands, and the thing that you're creating. It's just awesome. So you want to add more of that in your life, definitely. And then the last one, the third one, is to already start looking again when are you going to find some time to be in nature, because next week we're going to focus on being in nature more. So maybe you can already set, especially looking at your upcoming month, find some time to spend it, maybe even a whole day or a part of a day in nature, whether it's on the beach or in the mountains or anywhere in that direction, just also in preparation for the assignment next week. So having said that, I hope you guys are going to have fun with this one, because it's meant to be fun, right? Because using your hands, doing something creative, not looking at a screen, we did that already when we were children, right? When we were children, we were playing, we were using our hands, we were adding stuff together and taking it apart, and that's why it's so healing and so connecting to do these things that we did when we were children. So enjoy your week. If you have any questions, put a comment below this video, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye bye.